and then I'm gonna pop up open this plugin right here. So they can see a music video mastering. I feel like I never read a
I live outside of time, but I guess I'll be the host of
the
this
shadow hill compressor.
High power mind, this high power is prime. I can't be licking pints. I'm just one of a kind. I'm just out of my mind. You're just out of your prime. Don't ever fucking rhyme.
I just want to say thanks for tuning in or checking out for love's sake. Today I am with the artist Kable. He is multi-hyphenate. He's a rapper. He makes, I don't know, he has a whole image. There's just so much that he does in his creativity, and I really wanted to have a conversation with him. And also his music producer, Angel, who I just met a few minutes ago, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about your creativity. Thanks for taking the time out.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, Kable, how did you start your art and your rapping? Like, what is your journey and how did you get here?
So, all right. Basically, first and foremost, thank you for being here and taking the time to interview us. This is really dope. And this right here, guys, is Angel Plays Studios, which is my brother right here to the side of me. And yeah, to the question that you're telling me, I started rapping like when I was about really rapping, like about 14 years old. And the reason why I started doing it is my mom, she, rest in peace, she passed away when I was 12 years old. Mm-hmm. So kind of like hip hop kind of helped me cope with her loss. And I started writing down, like, to me it was more like poetry really. And then I started getting into like with other kids around the neighborhood, and they were rapping, and I just fell in love with like everything about it, and it made me feel great. It made me feel alive every time that I would get in a cipher and battle, and like it was just a community, the sense of community. That's what made me want to really pursue it as a career. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like that's what made me want to do it. And as far as yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, where did you start off? Like, what part of?
Oh yeah, I'm from Miami. But yeah, so we used to go to like this place called Main Street, because I'm from Opalaka. Shout out to Opalaka. But I used to go to HML. That's the high school I went to, Hialeah, Miami Lakes. And all the kids in the neighborhood on the weekends, we would go to this part of the neighborhood that's called Main Street. Mm-hmm. And everybody would gather around and people would start playing beats, and like it was just crazy. Like we would start freestyling and battling, and like that's how all of us, like back then I was in a group, but really that's how we all met. Just going out and freestyling and battling each other, and like,
That's cool. It's for the love of hip hop.
Yeah, it was really like that. That's one thing I noticed. Like nobody does that anymore. It's like a lost art,
It certainly is an art, and then there's also like a way to go about it, and like there are rules, ways to go about it, but then there's also like great freedom of expression in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about it too.
So Angel, how did you have like something that showed you in your youth that you would end up what you're doing now?
Yeah, I kind of had an idea even when I was really young, because when I was younger, I was really fascinated with music, and my family, they were huge into music. When I was a kid and I used to go to El Salvador, my grandfather used to play his guitar. He used to sing to me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So music's always been a big part of like my whole life. And even as a young age, I asked myself when I was 13, I'm like, man, what am I gonna do for the rest of my life? And without hesitation, in my mind, God is like music.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't know how, but I was gonna do it. And then you just start studying. You go through the modes. But same situation with Kable. When we started coming up, same thing here in Vegas. It was almost the same thing as Miami. everybody would get together after school or even in school, and we would listen to beats and start freestyling and, getting in the groove, going to the parties. And then, later on in life when I started to produce, then I started freestyling to my own beats and started bringing that to the parties and started interacting with people and so on and so on.
That's so cool. Can I ask how the two of you met?
Yeah. It's
Austin.
crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy. I met him in Austin in the airport, actually, in Austin, right? He was with an artist waiting. I think he was waiting on his plane, and I asked him a question. I think I forgot what it was, but we really didn't. It was just that. Boom. I met him in Austin. Boom. Right, and then my homie Dominican Ray. That's his artist name, D Ray. He hit me up when I just moved here to Vegas. He hit me up and he's like, man, yo, T-Cron, shout out to T-Cron too, man. He's an artist too. D-Ray hit me up on the phone and he's like, yo, T-Cron right now, he's at the studio. And I think he mentioned Corrupt might be there,
Uh-huh.
So he was like, man, you should go, man, that'll be a good look. So without no hesitation, I went over there. And but Corrupt I guess he didn't show up that day or whatever.
I know who was there that day though.
Yeah.
It was Nate Dogg's son.
Okay, yeah.
That's who was there that day.
Yeah, so I met him that day, But funny thing is, I didn't know that was the guy that I met in Austin.
So you figured it out after.
Yeah, right. We were like, bro, we met each other before in Austin, and we just kind of crossed paths in Austin, and we spoke to each other, and just so happens that we ended up working together. It was pretty cool, man. It was kind of crazy.
Angel, you were telling me that you've done 2 albums together and you're working on the 3rd album.
Mm-hmm.
So what's it like to create a working relation, a creative relationship like that? How does it evolve? How has it changed? What had you decide that you would work with each other?
I think
I asked a lot of questions there, but yeah.
And creativity.
Yeah.
And 2 heads is always better than one.
Uh-huh.
So with his element coming in and knowing what he wanted, and then me having the skills, on the boards and things like that, we just united and just created. And at first it was frustrating, because at first when you first start, coming with creative paths, you butt heads and, you get through the motions. But then once you get through that turbulation, it's easy sailing. Then we're just having fun.
Yeah, so I can imagine that an album, the first album that you put out would have a very different feel than the one you're working on right now. You're working on one right now?
Yeah. So the first project we worked on together it's called the Black Box Alternate Universe. And then after that, we worked on another project called Grown Man with Kid Dreams. Mm-hmm. And that was produced by Noble Blues. Shout out to Noble Blues. And this new project that we're working on together, it's the first project that I'm actually producing with him,
Cool.
So basically, I bring the skeleton, and he puts the bones and the meat, and it's like a house, you know what I mean? I bring him an idea and a plat and basically a base.
Yeah.
And one thing about Angel that I love working with him, and this is, he's my favorite engineer that I ever worked with. And that because he's also a producer too, so it all just comes together. He's the gloss on everything that I'm doing. He's the guy that puts the shine on it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
How do you feel you've in your creativity you've evolved, right? So obviously over time of creating. Now that you're in your 3rd album, you probably have learned some things and picked up some things on how to work, or the ideas might even be more complex and your abilities even greater.
Right, yeah.
What has that journey been like?
It's been, you know what? It's been crazy in the sense of, I feel like you have to live a little bit, and then you gather information from life experiences, and then you put it in your art. So that has helped me grow as a person, and it has helped me grow as an artist as well. And we are, I feel like, really in sync now with the ideas that we share with each other now. Like it's almost like even last night we were recording, and while I was recording, I was thinking of something, and he was already like doing it. And I'm like, get out of my head, bro. I'm like, get out of my head, get out of my head. And he's like, nah, I already know exactly where you're going with it.
That's sort of cool.
Yeah.
Like that's like, it sounds like, you know, sometimes people talk about like a synergy or a flow state almost.
Right.
Do you feel like you've gotten to the point where sometimes you experience that with, like, when you're working with each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, man. Yeah. That's like we're family. You know what I mean? Like, I can't highlight his contribution enough. He's, yeah, you know.
That's cool. So you have this mask on, and I haven't even talked about that yet. So what, like, how did you create this persona? Like, what had you, like, when did this come into, you know, you talked about your art. Yeah, when did this come into your art?
In 2010, actually, like, I was working, and then I saw this double XL cover. It was 50 Cent and Soulja Boy on the cover. And I looked at it, and I'm like, damn, you know, like, I want to be different. And I remember Soulja Boy had half of his face covered, or I think it was 50 Cent or whatever. So then I'm like, okay, what if I cover my entire face? Like, nobody's doing that, you know? So it really, what made me do it is I wanted to be different, and I wanted to be noticed. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, I'll just make a character that doesn't show his face, and that right there made me think of that could branch off to comic books.
Okay.
That could branch off to all that, you know, action figures. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, one of the things that's really cool is that when I met you first, you had like an action figure.
Right.
Particularly, and you had created this whole other world and persona and all of that.
Yeah.
Alongside with your music. So can you talk about like all the other creativity that you've created around your music?
Around the music, like, I'm into comic books, obviously, if you guys don't know, you know, obviously. So what I ended up doing is I wrote in 20 around that same time, I started writing a script for a movie, right? But then I thought about it, I'm like, nah, it can't be a movie. It has to be a comic book first. And I wrote, and then we created the black box, the first one. So the first black box.
So first it came out of writing a movie,
story, yeah,
and then movie into comic book, and then comic book into the album.
Into the album, yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, he sent me the first chapter. I was like, dang, that was such a vivid, like, thing, you know, like, I could see that as a movie. He says he wants it as a comic book first, of course. You know, you gotta release it that way, but as a movie, man, that thing is gonna, you know, if God blesses us, we're gonna do that, and he's gonna have a hit.
Thank you, brother. And like,
he's gonna have a hit.
The music is the soundtrack to the comic book.
That's so freaking cool.
So that's the idea now with the new project, because this new project is the Black Box Part 2.
Okay.
So it's connected to the first project that we did together.
Yeah.
And it's like about Kable finding this box that's like it's AI basically. It's an artificial intelligence. It's living, and it opens dimensions to other realities. So I have an alternate version of myself called Alternate Kable, and he wants the box for himself, because in his world, even though he caused genocide, he sees himself as he's trying to fix his world, and he'll do anything to fix it. So he's trying to get this box in order to just make sure that his world is the only one left.
Ah.
You know, so he's a maniac. So yeah, so it's everything. I always look at art like it's not just music. It's drawing. It's the comic book part of it. It's the action figures. It's the film. It's all of it. It's like this big canvas, and music is just maybe like a part of it, like a part of the picture, you know. But when you put it all together, it's going to be this beautiful world, this beautiful picture, you know, beautiful image, you know, that we create. And I'm excited to give people the new music. Man, we're creating something different, man. Like, yeah. Now that we're really, cause okay, so like in the first project, I had different producers in it. I don't know how my mask is up, but and so I had Audio P, I had Noble Blues, I had Black Snow on the beats, I had Chaotic on the beats, I had my brother here, Angel P, he did some production on the beats. But I never produced. I never put my hands on, you know. In this one, I'm producing alongside with him. You know, he does a lot though. He's like.
And how much have you learned? Like probably from your first album to now, you learned working with all these different producers, right? Like,
yes.
So you have like more input and more to say about.
Right. I always, you know, I always been very like involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's always, like I said, one of the best things about his way of engineering is he really cares. He cares about it, you know? It's not just, you know, that's one thing that caught my eye when I first met him. He wasn't just like, all right, man, just give me the money.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not the guy that just hit play, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I ask you, Angel, so like one of the things you said is like, you played me something earlier and you said you were, what was it that, it was at Isaac Hayes that you were sampling and stuff like that. Where do you do you listen to a whole range of music, or like how do you come up with the ideas of what you want to sample, and like what does your day-to-day look like in like coming up with ideas like that?
I mean, every day is different, of course. You know, some days I'll sit down and just listen to records, listen to albums, listen to new stuff, listen to old stuff, you know, and a lot of that stuff influences me. Like sometimes I'll sit down and listen to music for a few hours, and then boom, I'm like, you know what, I hear something, I get it in there, and then I channel it, and then I make a beat out of it, you know, something similar to what I was listening to, or maybe something that's in my head that came through my head from me listening to other artists, you know, and feeling their energy.
So it's almost like, it's sort of cool because it's not out of a vacuum, it's in relation to other artists, and it's like adding on top of what they've created to create something new with other artists. Which is sort of really cool, I think.
Well, he's opening up a box for me because he's bringing me his ideas. So he sat down in his MPC for about a year and then created all these ideas, and now we're opening up all these ideas, and you know, I'm organizing them and putting them into perspective to where we can, you know, produce projects from them. And you know, so that's another avenue too. I also get my inspiration from artists as well.
Oh, so do you like find artists online, or you go to
I used to be more out there. Now I'm more private. You know, and I like to work just with people that I really want to work with.
Okay, got it.
You know, back then it's kind of like I was working with a lot of people and just giving them my energy, and it was draining mine, and I wasn't seeing anything out of it. You know, and then I got to the point to where I'm like, you know what, I want to do this with people that love music as much as I do, and be serious about it.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing too, like the discipline and commitment to be able to like think of an idea and see it through. Right? Yeah. So for you, you've been conceiving, like you said that you had so many ideas at a time. You probably have been conceiving of these ideas for a while. And putting it together and stuff like that. So what is your dated, like what did that process look like? Do you write it in notebooks?
I got a notepad, I write.
Is it out of dreams, or are you just thinking just sit down every day?
Not the music part of it, but me writing and thinking of scripts, like film, like that comes from dreams.
That's
Like
cool.
dreams that I have, and like you know. I'll give you an example. I had a dream, or nightmare, or dream, whatever. I was at the beach and the sun started flickering,
Yeah.
and everybody started panicking and running everywhere. And I was just like, wow, imagine that in a, like, I was like, imagine that in film. Imagine what that would look like if that would actually start happening in a movie, like. So I was just like, you know, little things like that I always write down, and you know, just to keep notes, you know. Now when it comes to lyrics, I like to do it, usually I write it with no beat. I write with no beat. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But yeah, that's more like I sit down and like drink a beer, and you know,
Right.
and start writing. It's almost like drawing, you know. I like drawing as well, so it's cool. It's like a therapy, you know.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, the creative process for people, and like what I think that many different creatives find inspiration in different ways, and it sounds like for both of you, there's no just one way for you to. You're always looking for ways to sort of have inspiration and thinking of ideas. It's like a continuous flow. It's actually pretty abundant, right? Like anything that comes, many things that come across your path inspire you to make what it is you want to do.
Right.
I know, like for acting, it's really interesting because for me, you know, I'll do a play or something like that, and my creativity will go as far as stuff that is unrelated, but you'd never know when I'm on the stage.
Got it.
So like I have a character who maybe acts a crazy kind of way or whatever, but I sort of feel like her relationship to her boss is a little bit like a golden retriever. So I'll be on stage as a dog, but no one will freaking know. No one would know, right? I'm moving my butt, I'm doing this, I'm walking a certain way or whatever, you know, or, you know, I might be a golden retriever, but then I'm a pit bull in the next scene kind of thing. But it sounds so weird, right? But it is
what works for you.
What makes it fun and crazy. Like that's what makes it exciting.
Because let me ask you. So, because you also get other people's like, you know, story. They bring it to you, and then you have to figure it out, right? On how that character is gonna be channeling whatever idea that they had, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you take someone's idea and then you figure out, okay, how do I make this interesting for an audience member? But what's going to inspire me to do it fully? And it sounds like the same, like, it doesn't sound like, though, you're always thinking about an audience, but at some point you do, right?
Yeah,
like
oh yeah.
It.
Oh no, yeah. Like, we have to think of, well, everything can sound a certain way. We have to have different flavors, different moods, different tones in the album. Even though the whole album has a certain palette, but definitely give it a little bit of, you know, wiggle room to like feel different things in the album. Everything can't just be the same flavor, you know.
So you're curating.
Right, yeah. Like, I'll give you an example. We did this, or I did we did this beat. I call it AI, and it's this beat is basically very like technical, like very digital, very like futuristic. And as we were doing it, I thought of it. I'm like, yo, this is the box. As the album progresses, so like I told you, the box is like alive.
Yeah.
So the box is gonna have a song in the album explaining how it came to be and where did it come from, and how in another reality his kind took over humanity, you know. So, and all that I thought of while we were listening to it. I'm like, yo, you know what? AI. It's gonna be a song about AI actually becoming conscious, you know?
Wow. What's cool to me is that, like, it's so layered, right? It's so layered in that, like, you thought of the idea, right? but then you're in the music and playing with it and manipulating and doing whatever it is, being creative, and then you have more other layers on
Yes, and then it starts. Then you start thinking of other things, you know, like you start seeing other things, you know.
And it's almost like you couldn't get to where you were going unless you took all
Those-
the many little steps to get there. It's like about the journey, the process of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that sometimes people think that the end result is like, yes, you want to get to an end result, but they might be just hyper focused. And I think it's important for them to know, like, creatives can sometimes meander a bit and find stuff here and find stuff there to get to the end result. So, yeah. Cool.
Yep. It is. It's like that, you know. I'm very happy with everything that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Especially with this project.
Yeah.
I think we're hitting it in a spot where I haven't heard no other artists like doing it the way we're doing it right now with this with the music.
That's dope.
You know.
Yeah.
It's very, very different.
Super.
And we're trying to literally think outside of the box.
Yeah.
Creating the black box while thinking outside of the box.
Well, but that also is what makes
That's the quote,
makes
actually,
it fun
yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What makes
Yeah.
it fun for you to step outside of what's ordinary, step outside and stretch yourselves in ways that maybe you hadn't before either.
Yeah, and we don't want to sound like anything that's
Yeah.
there, even though that is going to limit us, or we're going to create something new.
Yeah.
But it's going to be something that's going to be irresistible, something that sounds really good to the ear, that people can relate to, and even bringing relevancy of what's going on nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
That's so cool. I mean, I could ask you more questions, but I really do feel that I got the essence of.
Oh, we're gonna let you hear some stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, I wanna hear some things.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that here, or we're gonna do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I would love to hear some of the stuff.
Yeah.
This we sampled the POD.
Oh yeah, cool.
I against I. Now you against me, but I against I. To the nations all over the world. Survive. I against I. Now you against me, but I against I. To the nations all over the world. Survive. Broadcast the transmission, wake up, they're zombified. Walking in a wasteland that was colonized, transformed and modernized by the mother guys. Black suits with black boots destroyed the frequency. Truth, they try to hide them down a form of music, gave them lullabies. Tell them kill each other, shit is do or die. But it's suicide, just for you and I. Artists never compromised, telling it a ride. Devil worshipping, being televised. The ones spitting that poison, being publicized, wrapped up and prophesized. But prophecy's a lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers two. Let me tell you all the bullshit I've been through. Men lie, women lie, numbers two. Let me tell you all the bullshit we've been through.
It's cool. I can feel like the otherworldliness of it, and then also you're actually saying something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The roots of him, hip hop, right? Commenting on like your life.
Oh yeah.
And then, for example, like how we were talking about the music, he came to me with the idea with the sample and the drums, and then I added like the bass. I added the little knickknacks inside the beat that most of the time people don't pay attention.
No, it makes a huge difference.
Oh, it layers so much.
Yeah.
So layered. So I was gonna ask, so when is the album? When is the
new project coming
yeah,
out?
when is it coming out? Or do you have like an idea or a timeline you feel?
I'm thinking December maybe. And we're like more than I say we're like halfway done already.
Oh wow.
So
It's cool to meet to talk to artists, like to talk to you while you're in the middle of creating like this masterpiece.
Oh man, thank you.
You know what I mean? Because I know it takes a lot and a lot of steps and a lot of moves and like figuring it all out.
Yeah.
But it's also like you must be in an uber like extra creative space right now.
I am. I maybe with everything that's been going on, maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I should be focused more on other things. But just like we spoke earlier, being here, it's definitely putting me in a creative space all the time. Like this is like my church, you know? Yeah.
And that's also something else too. Like I noticed that, you know, there are a lot of people who are afraid or don't feel quite like they can add the things that they really love to do in their lives, right? But it makes a world of a difference. Like even when things aren't working, when you have time to do this and you're doing what it is, they're working in some ways.
When
right?
things aren't working, they're still working.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's God, you know?
Yeah.
That's God, man. God has blessed me with amazing people like my brother Angel here. Great family. Shout out to Jay Nicole. That's my fiance. And she's a big part of everything I do as well, you know?
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm just really grateful that you took the time out in the middle of all of this, in the middle of creating the project.
Thank you.
Shout
out to Paul too.
Yeah, shout out to Paul
Man,
for making this happen, for connecting.
Yeah. Not only that, but he's like a tech man. Like he got all the weapons.
Makes everything work.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time, and thanks for sharing your art.
Thank you so
like,
much for being
thank
here.
you.
So where can people? I want to know where they can find the stuff that you have created.
Oh yeah, go. My stuff is everywhere. Go to Spotify. Go to iTunes. Go to Amazon. Go to Deezer. Like literally, just put in Kable Music, and you can find it on YouTube. You could. You know, you can find it pretty much everywhere. I got the Black Box Alternate Universe out. Grown Man with Kid Dreams out. And we're about to drop the Black Box 2 coming soon.
Awesome. And then where can we find more of the things that you work? I know we have the things you've worked on with Kable. Are there other?
No, a lot of things are in development on.
Got it.
You know, on rebuilding myself. So.
All right, cool. So then, it'll
Yeah.
be exactly where we can find Kable.
Yeah.
Website, where he's building his website. And
Oh, so cool.
yes, yeah. So it's gonna be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking the time to talk
For
to me
sure.
about doing things for love's sake.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.